So recently I got an email from Kevin who was interested in getting one of my video instructionals, but he is a father of two, he's got a wife, he's got a small business of his own, so he's got a lot of things tugging at his time, and he says he doesn't have a ton of time to drill, and so he's wondering, is there any value in getting one of these instructionals without that drilling time? And so brother, thank you for the question, and this situation comes up a lot because jiu-jitsu attracts a lot of people that are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, who don't have a ton of time like a younger person would to drill and train and all that stuff, and so this happens a lot. But I do believe there's value in them if you go about it in a strategic way. So something that I want you guys to kind of maybe think about is that, to me, the toughest part about getting things in motion as far as jiu-jitsu goes is getting a foundation set with the positions. What I mean by this is, let's say that a lot of people say, man, I really want to get better at submitting from side control. So then we say, okay, well, can you hold side control? And if they can't, well, then that's the problem we have to look at first, right? We have to be able to be better at holding side control. Another example would be someone saying, man, I want to be able to submit from my guard. I want to be able to sweep from my guard. But then if you ask them, well, can you hold the guard position? And they're like, no, I'm getting passed left and right. Back mount's another great example. Someone wants to get better at submitting from the back, but then you're like, well, can you hold them from back? And they're like, no, I can't hold them. I want to get better at submitting. Then that tells us a problem. To me, the toughest part about doing all this stuff is getting the position set. That's the stuff that to me is going to take the most time. Once that's set, you can add the rest of it. It's like building a foundation first, and then you can build everything else out. It's very easy to do that. And so what I would say is, the way that I would advise you to go about this, Kevin, is to start with positions that you're already getting to or that you can get to easily. A great example from my own training back in the day was when I was a white belt. I was getting into jiu-jitsu, and because I'd wrestled, I could get to side control really easy, and I could pin people. I was really good at holding them in side control. I could do that, but I couldn't submit them. And so when I started buying these DVD instructional videos, what I started doing is looking through the side control sections. I was like, let me find some of this. And I would find one of the techniques, I would hang on to it, and I would try it, in the gym as much as I could. Same thing for the guard. I got to the point where, during this point where most of you guys know this, when my coach put me on my back for, several months, where I had to start every roll for my back to kind of like break the wrestler out of me. When I was on my back, I got to the point where I could hold guard, but I couldn't really do anything from guard. I could hold the position, but I couldn't sweep or submit. So again, I started looking through the guard sections of these instructional series to sort of get some ideas. And as soon as I saw a technique that I wanted to try, I would try it out in the gym. And because I could hold the guard, I had plenty of time to try it. And another great example of this from not my training, but my students. I have a student named Nick who he's like a lapel wizard now at this point, right? He's gotten really good at the lapel guards because he really likes Keenan Cornelius, his stuff. And so he watches his instructional videos all the time. He'll watch them at home and just sort of study them. And then what he does is, as soon as he finds one variation of a sweep or one sweep or whatever it is that he's going to try, once he gets one, he hangs on to it. He tries it when he goes to the gym. He'll try it for several nights on end until he gets it, or until he decides to move on. And even one of my guys, my students, his name's Spartan is what we call him, and he edits all the videos. And so Spartan, he was rolling with Nick just the other night, and when they were rolling, Spartan used this grip. It's actually in the grip fighting series that you were asking about, Kevin, but we call it the tentacle. It's basically a lapel, use of the lapel to counter cross collar grips and to counter the person trying to feed the lapel. And again, he didn't drill the technique. He studied it from watching, having to edit the videos, and so he saw it from there, and that's the reason that he used it. And so again, going back around to it, can you get value from it? You absolutely can. You just have to be strategic with it. So what I would say, Kevin, is first, focus on positions that you're already getting to, focus on positions that you're already using that are easy to get to, somewhere where you can reliably get to and where you've got a platform, a foundation built. And then you can add things onto it a lot easier. The second thing would be, do not go through the instructional videos haphazardly. Go about them very focused and intense and for a short period of time. So what I would do is, and this is what I still do to this day, I'll go through videos where I'll watch until I find something I can use, and once I find something I can use, I stop and I re-watch it over and over and over again, and then I start taking notes. And I would advise you to do the same thing. So go buy whatever instructional you want, whether it's mine or not, and when you start to watch it, find something, that's what I want. and then watch it over and over and over again, take some notes, and then hang on to it, and then try to attempt it in the gym. And by doing so, it's like an active version of a drill session, right? You're actively trying to use it. It's not going to do the same effect that drilling would, but it's still useful. And honestly, if the position's already set, if your foundation, the position's already set, it'll be just fine. I know that a lot of times for me, like especially with my back mount, as an example, I can watch a video, and because my back mount's already pretty strong, I can easily just add that stuff in there without having to drill it, over and over and over again hundreds of times. The drilling is obviously important, but I can still add it in there. And so I think that's it, brother. Hopefully that's useful to you, Kevin. So yeah, get the instructional video series. Just make sure you get one from a position that you can probably get to, or that is already kind of familiar with you. And then when you get it, don't watch it all the way through and just kind of like, oh, that was cool. Watch it. Find something you're going to use, boom, hang on to it, study it, and take notes, watch it over and over again, and then try it in the gym, and I believe that'll probably help you. So, thanks for the question, brother. I'll talk to you guys next time.